what happens in marketing is the brand that you can remember first is usually the one that wins. All right? So having the mental image that people want and making it easy for them to remember helps you win. And that's what these techniques are all about. Okay, so now ad campaigns. There's only been 4 types of ad campaigns in the history of the world that have built brand and created sales. And the first one is a word hook. A word hook is like a repeatable phrase that happens again and again. So think about MasterCard. Evening out with friends, having the best story. What is it?
Priceless.
Priceless. All right, great. We all know that. Now, maybe what you didn't know is since they introduced the Priceless campaign in 1995, MasterCard has outsold Visa 2-to-1 for an identical product with identical distribution. It's amazing, right? Can anybody name Visa's tagline, campaign line? You see? You can't even remember what it is. So it doesn't pop to your mind first when you think about getting a credit card. Character hook. This is a hero. This is a villain. This is a victim who embodies your brand. Okay? Now remember, we said earlier that who wanted to own family fast food? McDonald's. So they invent Ronald McDonald. That's why children tend to gravitate towards McDonald's. That's an example of a hero that embodies the brand. The Jolly Green Giant for big vegetables. Let's think of a villain. Do you guys remember Joey Suzu, the sneaky car salesman? Mm-hmm. So the idea there was, savvy people would see through him, and because they were savvy customers, they'd be interested in a savvy brand, and it worked very well for Isuzu. A victim that embodies the brand. The product's so good, the person never gets to work. Who's that? Maytag Repairman. Okay? Character hooks help, even in business to business. Okay? What does Snoopy have to do with insurance? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But what they figured out was that insurance, particularly life insurance, is an avoidance category. It's kind of a bummer to think about death. But if I'm going to, let me at least go with Snoopy because Snoopy makes me feel good. Now this works so well that MetLife is the #1 insurer even for property and casualty insurance for business. Okay? So that little cartoon is selling the heck out of business. Mm-hmm. Character hooks. Third type is a repeatable theme. And these are all the situations in which you need the product again and again. So Snickers will have its ad campaign not going anywhere for a little while. Repeatable theme would be like when I bite into a York peppermint patty, I get the sensation I'm racing down the hill slope or whatever. There were silly commercials and you remember them, okay? You have to be using these best practice techniques. Fourth one. Is a consistent layout. Now, a lot of you have to fly too much for your business. So you've seen the Continental ads. It's always the same globe, the same yellow trim, the same white lettering, okay? And they put it on everything from bag tags to carpeting to peanuts. Okay? But the thing about a consistent layout is it's reassuring. Consistency reassures customers in an inconsistent world. And until the recent airline merger with Delta, Continental was the largest airline in the world and the most profitable. So these techniques work, and frequently you want to combine more than one. So one of the greatest ad campaigns of all time was for Absolute. Pretending. The definition of vodka is a odorless, colorless, tasteless alcohol. Meaning there are places where the odorless, colorless, tasteless alcohol goes down the assembly line and the bottle goes this way and it gets one wrapper, it goes the other way, it gets another wrapper. So how did Absolute command majority market share for a product that was identical to everyone else's? Well, they had that great campaign. It was always like Absolute Golden Gate Bridge, Absolute Hamptons, and it would be like the bottle shaped as a dock, you know, Absolute New York, and it would be like the bottle shaped as a bunch of taxi cabs. They've done over 6,000 of those ads, if you can imagine. Well, it's a word hook, Absolute fill in the blank. It's a character hook. The bottle is always going to be dressed up in some way. It's a repeatable theme. You know what you're going to see again and again and again, that it's everywhere, that it's pervasive, and it's always a consistent layout. Same lettering, image, story. Okay? One of the greatest ad campaigns ever created. Right? The point is, you have to use these techniques as a small and mid-sized business. You do not have to do the ad spending of a large business. But you have to use these techniques to make you look big. And this is the thing about the world. Perception becomes reality, and you know it. If you want to be big, you better look big. People will start to relate to you that way. Thank you for joining us for this episode of The Perfection of Marketing. The book is available at barnesandnoble.com, amazon.com, and also Barnes & Noble stores. For a limited time, it's available in a special management team package. 3 books for the price of 1 at theperfectionofmarketing.com. Enjoy, and I wish you the best of success with your business.